So I remember when it was outdoor time at one of the schools I worked at, and as usual, a lot of the teachers were zoning out, and they were talking amongst themselves, and they were doing everything else except actually interact with the children. So one of the children approached me, and I have a reputation amongst the children. They know that I engage with them. I'll stop what I'm doing to help them. I'll assist, and I'll play with them and converse and engage and everything. So the little girl, she approaches me, and she's maybe 4, 5. She approaches me and says, "Hey, Teacher James, I need to go to the bathroom." I said, "Oh, sure, no problem. There's teachers over there. If you see, there's a few teachers there, just go ahead and ask them." And I'm actually sitting at the table with some other children. We're working on an activity. So I see 3 teachers huddled together, and they're free. They're obviously, free. And they're just, talking amongst themselves, maybe on their cell phone, just zoning out. And the little girl looks over at the teachers, and she says, "Oh, well, they're busy." And I said, well, you can just go ahead and ask them. They're free. Anyone can help you. And I could read her body language that she was very discouraged to even go over there and bother them. And and of course it's not a bother. She has to go to the restroom. This is serious. So I realized that she's uncomfortable going to ask them. And you can read by their body language. They weren't really connecting with the children. They weren't engaging. They weren't interacting. They were just kind of zoning out and waiting for something to happen so they can, maybe a child is getting hurt or something, and then they plug in. So I took this girl to the restroom, and brought her back to the yard. But I thought to myself, wow, that's really inconvenient that this little girl, or even a lot of these children, they feel this way. And it really helped me understand, or I'm going to say grasp, that children are always paying attention to our body language, even when we don't realize what we're showing them. And so for me, I purposefully, even though I'm somewhat of an introvert, I really am, it's sort of balanced, but even though I can be introverted at times, when I come to work, I come to serve the children. So to me, that's my purpose. That's why I'm getting paid, and that's my passion. That's my calling. That's my strength. So I want to help them. I want to plug in with them. I want to greet them every day and be happy and show them that I'm glad that they showed up. I want to smile with them and talk about, things that they want to talk about, their family, a movie, a superhero, a princess. But I want to talk about those things, and I want to connect. And so I show them through my body language, as well as my expressions and facial expressions, and even my vocabulary, how I'm speaking to them, looking at them in their eyes, and high-fiving them, letting them know that I care about them. And so when you're a teacher, you have those responsibilities to connect with children. We can't sit around and idle and wait for something to happen. That's not being a teacher. That's not being a teacher. A teacher is someone who's not only supervising, and making sure everyone's safe, but they're actually teaching, and they're interacting, and they're learning even from the children at times. I like to ask children questions. I like to ask, what do you think happened to the dinosaurs? Why aren't they here anymore? I like to ask them, can giraffes eat meat? I don't know. I like to just have discussions that will inspire some type of, interaction, and some type of questioning and thinking and processing, and even debate. I've had 4 and 5-year-olds that we debate about, different events on the earth and all these different things. But I like to encourage that. But I've learned that children are constantly looking at our body language as teachers, and when we are making ourselves unavailable, they can see that. They can read that. Just as adults can read body language as well, we can tell when someone doesn't want to be bothered, or we know when somebody is angry or happy or sad, or they're out of it. Children can see that as well. They're human beings as well. They can see that also. So I just want to encourage teachers out there, particularly if you're working with smaller children, make sure that even during those times where it's free play, in the classroom, outside of a classroom, connect with children. Do not wait until something happens for you to go and connect with them, and they're hitting somebody or they're about to jump off something to hurt themselves. Actually interact with them when they're doing good. Acknowledge their strengths. If they're sharing with their friends, Acknowledge that. Hey, I like the way you're sharing with your friends. If they're playing very nicely with their friends, say, I love the way that you're playing nice with your friends. Let them know, hey, I'm not just going to give you attention when you're doing something wrong, but when you're doing something right. All right? Thank you, guys. This is another little session of tidbits for preschool. God bless you guys, and take care. Bye.